everyone. This is Dr. Devidutta Das, Assistant Professor, Department of Basic Sciences and Humanities, BVRIT Hyderabad College of Engineering for Women. Today, we are going to discuss an interesting chapter. The name of the chapter is Why a Startup Needs to Find Its Customer First, written by a very young person known as, his name is Pranav Jain. An entrepreneur sees possibilities where other sees problem. That is exactly what Pranav is trying to say in this article, which you can also find it in LinkedIn. Now, the chapter is about what are the mistakes that the entrepreneurs do and what are the steps that they can take to get rid or do away with these kinds of obstacles that they find in the course of their journey. Entrepreneurship is not a bed of roses. It's fraught with problems, uncertainties, because we never know what is the course of the market scenario. And this article that he has written is very pertinent and very concise and helps to understand the customers and the market in a very useful way. So let us go through this article, this chapter by Pranav Jain. Moving on. The conventional path and the problem. Many startups follow common wisdom, a traditional roadmap linking product development to market adoption models. But this wide road often leads to disappointment. The core problem in today's ecosystem, startups often fail not because of lack of product, but because of they lack customers. What are the meaning of these points? Traditionally, people used to bring out the products without understanding the psyche of the customers. What goes on in the mental kitchen of the customers? What are they thinking? What do they need? A lot of research should go into it. But sometimes the entrepreneurs, they do not understand that. Especially the young ones at times, they jump to inferences, they jump to conclusions without actually thinking what is the need of the customers. Let us go to the next point. Why products alone don't guarantee success. Now, many times the product might be of a high quality, but you won't find customers for it. What is the reason behind that? Also, the whole market is now inundated with number of new products. But then as customers, we often stick to one product and we don't jump or don't take up the other products. Let us understand a little bit about the mental makeup of the customers and also about the products. Some founders build based on assumptions, giving customers what they might want without verifying it if these problems are real. This leads to skipping the problem solution fit and jumping straight to product market fit, often resulting in building products nobody wants. Especially risky when launching a new product in a new market or a new customer segment. Build it and they will come. Seldom works. We have to understand here that everything does not work on assumptions. We have to understand what the customer needs. You cannot bring out a product first and then say that, well, my customer is going to take it. Well, let us just take a chance. Yes, chances and risk are very much a part of, the entrepreneurial life. But that's not the be all and end all. You have to gauge what the customer needs first and then accordingly you have to bring out the products, right? Those things are very, very important. You cannot jump into a new market thinking that let us make a new product and slowly the customers are going to come. That is a very risky proposal. You cannot do that. That is what Pranav is trying to, say it over here. When I was reading the article, I felt he's giving a lot of importance to the research that goes on, that should go on. Sometimes the customers are in a haste and they don't do the required research which is needed, and that is where they fall flat. And that is exactly what he's trying to say, that you have to do your research properly about the product. Now this leads to skipping the problem solution fit and jumping straight to product market fit, often resulting in building product no one wants. So we have to find out what is the problem in a certain product and accordingly try to build another product which can solve that particular problem. Now, for example, if I can give you some examples on the changes or the evolution of refrigerators. Now, when we were young, we used to have at our homes Kelvinator. Those are very small fridges, and now we have double doors, 4 doors fridges. Now these new products are built because of the demand of the people, increasing demand. Okay, they go on making changes to it. The evolution works over there. So maybe the entrepreneurs found out that these are the areas where we need to bring out a new product. Or for example, let us take a very sensitive example of sanitary napkins. When we were young, we were using one kind, and now a completely different, very advanced kinds of sanitary napkins are also available in the market. Not only that, you can take the example of televisions. Our televisions were bulky when we are young, and now very sleek, smart televisions or TVs are available. You don't have to even operate the TV with your remote control. You can operate it through your voices. Why these changes? These changes happened because they could understand, the entrepreneurs could understand what is the need of the market scenario, and accordingly they devised the new products. Moving on. What should startups do instead? Find the real problem. Step back. Don't start by building a product. First, identify the real problem that the customers actually have. Then engage directly with potential customers, not via analytics, but by talking to them qualitatively. Here, he gives a very nice quote by Steve Blank, "Get out of the building." What is the meaning of get out of the building? It simply means that you have to go out and you have to make the changes. You have to go out and you have to talk to the customers rather than sitting inside the 4 walls of the house and then, just going for and just thinking a lot and just thinking about the different assumptions. You have to go out. You have to mingle with the customers. You have to gel with the customers over there. You have to understand their psychology. You have to understand their needs, and then accordingly you can devise, or you can bring out, you can innovate a new product without doing the required amount of field work. You cannot go on building products which will end up nowhere, and then you will find no customers for it. Not just opinions inside your building, but facts from real users. Now, let us come to the next step. Test the solution before building full product. Now, once the problem is clear, design a demo or prototype focusing on just the core features. Show it to the potential early adopters, get feedback. This helps test your value proposition before heavy building. If feedback is positive, build a minimum viable product for a small batch of early customers, then iterate it based on early usage. So once you find that problem in the customers, in the product, whatever the customers they need it, you have to understand, but do not be in a haste. You have to produce or bring out your products in small batches. Try to don't bring out products in bulks. Maybe it might get wasted. We do not know. So go for the minimum viable product for small batches of early customers. Now, if those products they work, then you can bring out in bulk measures. You can produce the products in bulk so that everyone will be using it. But first, again, go for small samplings. The sample should be small, not in multitudes, but in very, very small number. Let us go to the next one. Process. Build, measure, learn. Now this process, build, measure and learn, this is a feedback in a loop by Eric Ries in the book, The Lean Startup. Companies targeting entering a new market or a resegmented market should focus on understanding the problem and defining a solution. And also you get to learn from this particular, idea of build, measure and learn. Emphasis, first understand problems, then solutions, validate qualitatively, not quantitatively. What is the mistake that the new entrepreneurs they do is that without understanding, they bring out in bulk, thinking that if everyone is bringing out, a certain product is working, a certain thing is working in the market, it will also work out for me. But that might never happen. We do not know. So go for quality rather than quantity. Also talk to the customers whenever you are talking to them. Mark their quality rather than the quantity. This ensures synergy between customer development and product development, especially critical in early stages or when entering new market. So this kind of brings out a bridge between the customer development and the product development, which is very, very important. Here he is again and again making this particular remark that quality is important. Qualitative work is important rather than quantitative work. This also when bringing out your, when devising the new innovations or the products. Moving on. The key takeaways for entrepreneurs. Do not assume demand. Validate real customers' needs. Engage with real potential users early before building full product. Build minimal demos or MVPs first. Iterate based on feedback. Focus on problem solution fit before chasing product market fit. Keep cash burn low until product and market are validated. So these are the few points which the readers or the new entrepreneurs, they can glean from this article by the author. Now try to understand that do not run after demand, or do not just, assume that this might be, here might in bold letters, might be the need of the customers. You have to concretize the idea that it is not an assumption and the customers, they actually need that particular product. And then what is the next step? Bring out the products in small batches. Go for demos to the potential customers. Make them understand, and you also, on the other hand, understand, and you will get an idea whether the customers will actually need it or not. Focus on problem solution fit before chasing product market fit. Keep cash burn low until product and market are validated. Moving on. Now, why this approach matters in today's era, especially today? In a rapidly evolving ecosystem, what worked decades ago may not apply anymore. Building blindly based on assumptions or trends is risky. A validated and customer driven product model increases chances of long term success. Now, something, if it is fortified, an idea, if it is fortified by actual proof, will work, right? Rather than sitting and just blindly planning out a stuff will not work. You have to understand that everything is research based. Every work that you do, you should be doing your research in a proper way. Moving on, the conclusion. The grave mistake many startups make is building first and then hoping the customers will come. That is one of the greatest fallacies that any entrepreneur will make. First, you need to understand the customers and then build the product, right? Better path, start with customers, find real problems, validate solutions, build MVP and iterate it, right? So get out of the building is what he says. You have to understand the customers, see that, what they need, bring out the product and then you can proceed with your productions. Follow this path and you greatly improve your odds of building something people actually want and then thus you succeed. So these are some of the points and quite pertinent points which, the young entrepreneurs or the people, those who are going for startups can keep there in their minds and then they can start with their business. With this, we stop over here. Thank you.